Nabangan niyo ulit, balik-balikan niyo na lang po ito. Okay. So again, our first agenda is to discuss what will be the long quiz format, no? And long quiz format, then followed by your research frames and statement of the problem. That will be the main framework. Parang yun ang pinaka-ano nyo ngayon, pinaka-karne ng research nyo. And of course, what to expect for the midterm. Kasi midterm natin is, tignan natin kasi ano tayo, practical exam eh. Okay? So, hindi naman tayo pwedeng basta-basta kasi practical siya sa project based. Okay. So, doon muna ako sa quiz natin. Paano ang quiz? Okay. So, mag-share screen ako. So, ang quiz ninyo, ganito lang siya kasimple. So, panoorin nyo po ulit yung module. Kasi, bakit? Ang intention ng quiz na yan is para to determine your aptitude or yung kakayahan ninyo mag-conduct ng research on your own. Ngayon, syempre, group naman kayo. Pero syempre, wala namang kwenta yan kung gagawin nyo patsi-patsi, no? So, ikaw gumawa nito, ganyan. So, syempre, at the end of the day, dapat lahat kayo marunong. Kasi nga, pag may isa hindi marunong sa inyo, iba yung sinasabi niya sa intention ng paper niyo holistically, malalaman namin yan. Kasi yung sinasabi niya ito, sinasabi ng isang ganito, yung sinasabi niya iba naman. So ending, parang isang paper, anim na katauhan siya or anim na point of view. So dapat unified kayo, unison, okay? Ngayon, para magkaroon kayo unison or unity, dapat pare-parehas kayo maalam sa techniques. Okay, may technique kasi siya, mayroon talaga siyang particular discipline. Okay, paano yung long quiz number 1 natin? Simple lang yan. For example, ito, bibigyan ko kayo ng abstract. Okay, saka title. For example, ito, narinig ba ako, guys? Nakikita nyo po?
Opo.
Nakikita nyo, no? So, yung abstract niya is yung kanyang title, an empirical analysis to investigate the influence of 5 A's on domestic tourist satisfaction in Sri Lanka whatsoever. Yan siya. Yun ang kanyang title. Okay? So sa title na yan, babasahin nyo ngayon itong abstract niya. Okay. So ano gagawin nyo sa quiz nyo? Ganito lang kasimple yan. From the title at sa abstract niya, tatanungin ko kayo, what type of research is that? Is that an explanatory, descriptive, or experimental? Diba? So based on the title and the abstract, you would find clues or evidence, okay, which leads to how do you conclude that it is a descriptive, experimental, or exploratory? So, hahanapin nyo sa abstract yun. Tapos sasabihin nyo sa akin, bakit siya exploratory, bakit siya descriptive, bakit siya experimental? Gets po ba, Mr. Clarence?
Opo, sir.
Next, ito yung pinaka-importante. Kailangan sa research natin, by this time, alam nyo na ibig sabihin ng variables, independent, dependent, intervening variables, no? Yung tatlong yan. Pero pinaka-importante yung first two, dependent sa independent. From this paper, kailangan nyo ma-identify sa akin which is the independent and dependent variable. For example, alin ba dyan ang dependent sa independent variable? So titignan nyo yan from the title and abstract. Okay? So yun po yung tanong. Tapos bakit, ano sa tingin nyo, bakit siya naging independent saka dependent variable? So you have to reason it out. You have to explain bakit. Okay? Gets po ba? Gets? Gets ba, Miss Miguel?
Opo, sir.
Gets okay. Next question, line of question natin is about is this a qualitative, quantitative, or mixed method research? Okay. Ngayon, and then the question is why? Bakit sa tingin nyo mixed method siya, qualitative, or quantitative? You have to justify bakit siya. Bakit ganon? So, saan nyo kukunin yan? So, tignan nyo po yung title, basahin po yung abstract kasi abstract is the summary. Okay? Gets po ba natin gagawin sa quiz? Gets po ba? Kasi mahirap po mag-proceed kayo kung hindi nyo alam yung independent, dependent, saka different types of research. And yung ating qualitative, quantitative, saka mixed or tinatawag nating mixed method. Kasi syempre, pag nagsulat na kayo ng methodology, babalikan nyo siya. Okay? Gets po ba? Kuha, klaro, clear? Clear po?
Yes.
Clear, Miguel?
Opo, sir.
Okay, clear ha? Okay. Okay. Ngayon, punta na ngayon tayo sa ating gagawin nyo. Ang deadline niyan is Saturday na para ma-check pa natin kasi parang ito na talaga, visit pansit. So dapat by this moment, yung mga kagrupo nyo, sure na kayo na sila na talaga ang kagrupo nyo. Ngayon, kung may mag-move dyan, so syempre, nakakaya naman, di ba, dapat isaalang-alang nyo rin yung resources saka yung consideration sa grupo nyo. So, itong panahon na ito or this moment, ito na talaga yun ha. Dito na kayo mag-aaway-away, dito na kayo magkakawatak-watak. Kailangan talaga pakisamahan nyo yung set isa because wala, sama-sama tayo dyan sa pagre-research kasi mahirap talaga siya. Kasi mag-iisip ka. Okay? So, gets po ba? Clear ba tayo? Mr. De La Vega, clear? Clear? Clear tayo? Rain, clear?
Yes po, sir.
Clear tayo, Miss Prago. Yan na. Siyempre, diyan kayo magtatampuhan na kasi ano na to pabigat na ng pabigat to Diba? So, siyempre, pag sama-sama kayong stress, alam nyo, pag minsan kasi, sa grupo kasi, pag pare-pares kayong stress, wala talaga productive na usapan makukuha. So, siyempre, mas mainam po pag may conflict, huwag kayo mag-usap na stress kayo. Mag-usap muna kayo nung pares malamig ang ulo nyo. No? So, syempre para manaig yung logic and reason. Okay? So, yun po Saka syempre, ayoko ng mga ayoko problemahin yung grupo nyo. Kasi nga, dami-daming grupo, no? So, syempre, pinili nyo siya, tinanggap kayo, pakisamahan nyo. Ikaw na tinanggap ka, makisama ka. Kasi, syempre, grupo yan, ikaw mag-adjust dyan. Okay. Ikaw naman na tinanggap mo tong isang kaklase mo, dapat alam mo in the first place ba't mo siya tinanggap. Kasi kung tinanggap mo lang siya dahil naawa ka, magdusa ka kasi kasalanan mo, tinanggap mo yan. Hindi ko naman sinabi sa yung tanggapin mo to wala kang grupo, walang ganon. Kayo ang pumili sa kanya, panindigan niyo siya. Kung tamad siya, wala tayong magagawa, tamad. So, sa evaluation na lang kayo bumawi sa kanya kasi wala tayong magagawa, pinili niyo, nagpabudol kayo. Tama ba, Binyas?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. So, dapat, nung unang pala, alam nyo na ang kilatis nila. So, syempre, ganyan yan So, syempre, ano na yan pariyan na kayo na going forward na yan Okay? So, let's move sa ating topic. So, bago ang lahat, punta muna tayo sa research framework. Bakit? Okay. Ang research framework, ito po yung isa sa mga pinaka-importanteng component ng ating paper. Nakikita niyo po ba yung ating research framework? PowerPoint? Kita? Kita po?
Opo.
Okay. So, sa research natin, maraming klaseng framework na pwedeng gamitin. Okay? So, meron tayong framework na different frameworks. Pero, hindi discuss ko na lang sa inyo, these are the two commonly used frameworks. No? So, of course, I will going to describe the different types of frameworks, the theoretical, conceptual, and the comparison and usage of each. No? Kasi, syempre, may sarili-sarili silang use. Okay? Now, let me first define what is framework. Okay. Framework, according to the author Abbas Mammadov, is a set of concept, principles, guidelines that shapes and guides a research process. Now, just imagine that you have a house. Before you proceed in building a house or a building, you must first have a good series of plans, diba? Ito yung plans mo. Okay. Or kung literal sense, ito yung frame or ibig sabihin, these are the foundation or the skeletal, diba? In your body, what is the framework of your body? That is your skeleton or your bones, diba? Yung skeletal system is the framework of the body because without it, we're just basically a lump of muscle, diba? So, diba, Rain, kung puro wala kang buto, para ka lang naglalakad na jellyfish. Tama ba, Rain? Tama ba? O yun. So maganda ba tignan yun? Siyempre depende naman sa organism. Yung kung jellyfish, pwede naman tayo mabuhay na walang skeleton or buto. Pero hindi yata, limited yata ang functions natin, di ba? At hindi tayo malinaw kasi ano ba talaga itsura natin? Hindi natin alam. So a framework provides the concept or the distinction kung saan patakbo yung paper mo. Kaya dapat napaka-importante na pagtuunan nyo napansin yung framework na yan. Okay? So, yan siya. Next, the framework also define your research problem, objective, questions, hypothesis, assumptions, and limitation. So, before we proceed in creating your SOP, it is very important for you to have a very good research framework. No? And of course, these are the latter two na ma-appreciate nyo siya later on when you are now conducting your data collection and interpretation of your data. Kasi itong research framework nyo, babalikan nyo to sa chapter 2, 3, 4, 5. So, babalikan nyo siya. Kasi nga, ito yung foundation. Parang ito yung parang shortcut. Ito yung parang picture or parang, should I say, visual representation ng paper nyo. Okay? If we're talking here conceptual framework. Okay? So, ito yung magiging pinaka-gist ko kung paano tatakbo yung paper nyo. Okay. Now, in research, we have this very two famous framework. We have theoretical and conceptual, but we do have other types of frameworks like operational framework. We have yun, operational framework, other types of framework. No? Ano na may difference na theoretical, conceptual? Okay, meron siyang difference. Okay, hindi siya mutually exclusive. Okay, I mean, hindi siya parehas. No, it's a mutually exclusive frameworks. It might be, for our case, we're going to require you to have both theoretical and conceptual. Okay. Now, there are some practices na theoretical lang nire-require because sa discipline siguro nila, it's more of theory or basically scientific. So they have just to validate a certain theory. So theoretical lang naman kailangan. Now, for some work na conceptual lang mas importante kaysa sa theoretical. Pero, syempre, you cannot proceed with conceptual without a good theoretical framework. So, ganun siya ha. So, ngayon, sa case natin, we're going to utilize both. Okay. Ano ngayon ang relationship niya? Later, I will show you. Okay. Nakaka-follow pa ba kayo? Can you follow? Can you follow? Follow pa ba? Vinyas, follow pa?
Yes po, sir.
Follow pa, okay. So, now, these are a sample of theoretical framework. A theoretical framework from the word itself, theories and framework. So basically, these are the theories that leads us or that provides us the groundwork. Meaning to say, these are the foundation or the theoretical foundation of our paper. Okay, bakit? So it's a theories, so meaning to say, meron ng mga other researcher na nag-research about our topic. So hindi na natin kailangan i-research lahat kasi nga pwede na tayong gumamit ng mga napag-research nila or pwede natin siya, will serve as the basis for our research. Okay, yung mga na-research nila, baka pwede natin siyang gamitin bilang pundasyon or basis for our new research. Okay, yun ang sinasabi ng theoretical framework. So, para saan ba to? What it is for? Number one, it is basically laying down the foundation of your paper. So, for example, if you said tourist, hindi na natin kailangan pang i-define ng tourist kasi it's already defined by various researcher. Pag sinabi natin visiting satisfaction, hindi na natin kailangang i-define pa on our own yung visitor satisfaction because it's already research or meron ng mga research about that, di ba? So for your case, Vinyas, ano yung paper nyo? Ano yung paper nyo, Vinyas? Sige, si Clarence na lang. Clarence, ano yung paper nyo? Ano yung title ng paper nyo? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Anong title ng paper nyo, Clarence?
Si Maynard po ito, pero ka-group ko si Clarence.
Sige, yes, Maynard.
So, yung title po kasi namin, initially hindi na-approve, kaya pinalitan namin ng Applying Creative Tourism Strategies in Fostering Escolta Streets, Heritage, and Identity. So, pwede ko rin po i-chat sa chat box.
Applying creative tourism. Tama ba? Applying creative tourism. Yo. Applying creative tourism. Okay. So ngayon, kailangan nyo humanap ngayon ng theory which defines creative tourism. Kasi number one, meron naman nag-define na ng creative tourism. Tama ba, Navarro?
Yes po.
Okay. So, sigurado naman, hindi naman kayo yung unang nag-invento niyan or nag-discover or nag-conceptualize ng creative tourism. May mga nauna na dyan. So, ngayon, kailangan nyo gawin is you have to look yung word creative tourism. Yan, applying creative tourism strategy in fostering Escolta street heritage and identity. So, kailangan nilang i-research or hanapin yung mga theories, concepts, models that explain creative tourism, as well as other constructs nila dito. For example, heritage and identity. Ano ba yung sinasabi mong identity? What do you mean by identity? Kasi iba identity sa branding. Tama ba, Navarro?
Yes, sir.
Nabato pala. Pag sinabi mo identity, hindi ko alam kung ano ibig mong sabing identity kasi nga maraming mga construct. If we're talking here psychological, it's more of psychological identity. If we're talking here cultural, baka meron silang construct for identity. If we're talking here identity, basically pangalan lang naman siya if we're talking here finance. Or I mean, yung identity for the layman's term. Tama ba, Mr. Maynard?
By identity po, more on cultural siya.
Ayun. So, ngayon, hindi tayo pwedeng, I mean, it's better for you guys to look for the tourist models that defines the identity of a place. Diba? Tama ba, Mr. Maynard? Kasi nga, wala tayong tourist, mahirap patunayan yan. Kasi nga, if there's no tourist models or principles that define or discuss the identity, medyo you have to go out of your way to define what is identity. Establish yung muna what is identity. Tama ba, Maynard? You got the point?
Yes,
kasi nga, branding is similarly, it's an identity. Pero syempre, we're talking here marketing. Tama ba, Maynard?
Yes po.
Yun. So yun siya. So ngayon, dito sa theoretical framework, lahat ng mga theories, concepts, models of prior researcher, established researcher, ilalagay nyo siya. Kasi this will serve as your roadmap or blueprint of developing your arguments or supporting your research. Kasi kung ikaw mag-iimbento ng sinasabi mong identity at heritage at creative tourism, baka hindi pa tapos ang semester, hindi ka pa tapos sa paper mo because each one of them are really broad. So gusto mo na-define na itong mga concepts mo, saka mo siya i-apply. Kasi nga, mas madaling ganon. Rather than invent a name and then you have to prove the name first before you be able to proceed with your main research. Diba? Tama ba, Mr. Maynard?
Yes po.
Okay, ganun siya. Ganun yung trabaho ng theoretical framework. Kumbaga sa ilalagay niya muna dito kung ano yung nagsusupport ng mga existing papers nyo, theories, and concepts and models. So ngayon, saan nyo pupulutin yung theoretical framework? Kaya nga po dapat by this time, di ba, meron kayo related literatures. Okay. So, dapat ini-enrich nyo yung related literatures nyo. Kasi yun po yung doon po manggagaling yung theoretical framework or vice versa. Pwede sa theoretical framework manggaling yung related literature nyo kasi naghahanap na kayo ng mga theories, models, or prior researcher na sumusuporta na ngayon sa paper nyo na isasama nyo sa collection nyo sa related literature. So, pwedeng ganun din yung technique natin. Nagigets mo, Maynard?
Gets naman po, sir.
Okay, ganun siya ha. Next. So basically, these are reported in narrative form. So what does it do? Number one, it explains the concepts of your paper. Number one, it makes sure that you are on the same page. Kasi for example, identity, yun nga, different discipline has different connotation about identity. Heritage could be interpreted legally, conceptually, and in tourism. Heritage natin for legal terms has a different definition. Ang heritage natin sa tourism, iba yung definition ng heritage. No? So of course, medyo may confusion dyan. So you want to establish kung sino yung gagamitin mong definition and why, di ba? Based on the framework na theoreticals mo. Okay? And finally, basically, the data or the theories are basically more generalizable and of course, medyo malawak siya. Pero you still find it very applicable to your paper, and it also supports how you frame your question, develop your literature review and data collection later. So what should be in it? Sino ba dapat or ano ba dapat ang ilagay doon? These are theories or theories. Pwedeng isang theory lang siya actually. It might be one theory, yung major theory ninyo. Okay, for example, if your paper is only discussing about tourism as a product or tourism as experiential product, so pwedeng siguro kung meron ng isang theory about experiential product, pwedeng yun ang gamitin nyo. Or kung walang ganon, you have to develop, you have to collect a series of theories that leads you to the proposition na, or leads you to the conclusion that tourism is an experiential product. So maaaring mag-define ka muna as product, what is a product, what is experience, and can we sell the product as an experience, okay? Or do the tourists consume the product as a experience, 'di ba? Yung mga ganon kasi wala pang theory nagde-define no. So you have to look for the nearest theories that might help support your argument, 'di ba? Tama ba, Maynard? Tama ba? Tama?
Yes. Tama,
Okay,
no?
gets ba? Okay. Mukhang
Gets
gets
naman.
naman yata ni Miguel. Gets ba, Miguel? Gets ba?
Opo, sir.
Okay, normally, ang theoretical framework are stated in narrative. Narrative po siya. Pero pwede rin po kayo magkaroon ng figures or model, theoretical model, if you want. Kaso lang, syempre, in practice kasi narrative talaga siya. Okay, if you want lang ha. Or if it's necessary, kasi minsan sobrang dami ng theory, mas mainam siya i-present into a figure or graphics para mas madaling maintindihan ng reader. Okay, so I have here one sample. Ayan. So ganun siya, graphical. Example, narrative format siya. This is a theoretical framework. Theoretical framework, dark tourism and theory. So basically, ang ginawa ng author dito is kinolekta niya lahat ng theories that is related or important to establish before or to study before proceeding na with the conceptual framework. So, kumbaga sa nilay down niya muna yung kung saan niyo ilulugar yung bahay. Diba? Dito, ito yung ganito gagawin ko kasi ganito yung definition niya, blah, blah, blah. So, mapapansin niyo maraming study siya nilagay dito because it will be used as the basis for his conceptual framework later. Or, kung wala silang conceptual framework, ito yung gagamitin niya basis for the SOP. Pero in our case, theoretical framework first, then you use the theoretical framework to develop your conceptual framework. Okay. Tapos, conceptual framework to SOP. Okay? Gets ba? Gets po ba natin, guys? Gets ba?
Yes, po, sir.
Gets. Okay, ganun tayo ha. Kasi nga, meron kang conceptual, meron kang theoretical. So, unahin mo muna theoretical, lay down ng foundation, what is already existing, to the literature. And then from that, if you want, you will deviate or you will create your own theories or concept. Or would you like to clarify it? Gusto mo ito lang aralin mo? Doon papasok sa conceptual yon. Okay. Tapos yung conceptual mo, doon tayo magbe-base ng SOP. Kasi nga may theoretical, may conceptual ka eh. SOP mo galing sa conceptual. Okay. Yes, Mr. Nabato.
May question lang po,
Yes po.
if pwedeng mag-adapt ng buong framework. Kasi diba there are two ways po, adapt and adopt.
Ano po? Sorry?
Yung two ways po ng theories, I mean framework, pwede po bang mag-adapt na lang ng isang buong paper or ng isang theory?
Pag mag-a-adapt ka sa buong paper, parang ano yan, something, naturally, parang hindi naman, ma-adapt mo ba talaga siya technically? Kasi number one, you have to consider your research local. Kasi nga, kung may research local ka na iba, hindi naman siya lahat yung variable mo, hindi naman lahat present sa research local mo. So therefore, mag-change ka pa rin ng variables. Yan, either you add something or you delete something. Pag ganun ginawa mo, magkakaroon ng bagong variable siya. So dapat maggalaw lahat. Okay, tama ba, Mr. Maynard? Nag-gets mo siya?
Yes, sir. Gets naman po.
Kasi kung galing sa ibang bansa siya, i-adapt mo dito, pwede naman. Kaso lang, syempre, you have to make sure na sensible siya. Kasi yung tatanong ka kung meron bang ano dito, wala naman talaga. So, useless yun. So, once you adapt, you have to localize your theoretical framework and conceptual framework. Hindi ka lang basta kumopya, no? So, that is plagiarism. Okay? Yung ginagawa dyan is nilolocalize mo, ina-adapt mo siya. Yung adapt kasi leads to adoption nung research niya to your particular local. So syempre, you might insert some variables that are truly native to your local, or you might remove some variables na foreign, wala naman, and then you have to prove it, bakit ginawa mo siya. Then you look for the theories or concepts, bakit mo kailangan siyang gawin. So you have to still justify it. Okay? Gets mo, Maynard?
Yes, sir. Gets
Okay.
naman.
Gets na, okay. Yun siya. So, ang style natin ngayon dito, from theoretical, conceptual to SOP. Pero kasi may ibang school kasi, baka sa advisor nyo, hindi sila gano'n ka. Kasi sa ibang conceptual lang, tapos SOP. Okay. Or minsan nga, binabaliktad nga nila yung SOP sa conceptual din. So, siguro kanyang practice lang. Pero sa atin kasi, you lay down the foundation first, yung mga theories, groundworks. And then from that, you summarize them, or you collect or summarize or parang curate them into a theories that best represents how you interpret your paper. Okay, ganun siya. So that's the function naman ng conceptual framework. So dito na tayo sa conceptual. Kasi dito, lay down lahat ng foundation. So how do you define creative tourism? Nandito. How do you define heritage? Nandito. How do you define identity? Nandito siya. So dapat yung mga major variables ninyo, nasa theoretical framework siya. Okay? Next, ito na, conceptual. Conceptual, I think, is the most practical among the two, no? If you ask me, mas practical yung conceptual kasi. Because it's really presented in a graphical format. And dito kasi sa theoretical, it's more of laying down the foundation. So basically, bakit ka nag-research about this? These are my theoretical foundation. These are the theories behind how would approach the study. But in conceptual framework naman, ito yung sinasabi niya mga pathways, or tinatawag nating paano ko i-approach yung study ko. And of course, for me, as a researcher, at as a reader, mas madali ko ma-appreciate yung conceptual kasi nga, diretso na siya. Kasi sinasabi niya ito. Okay. Basically, the conceptual framework is trying to express how the researcher understanding hypothesis exploration, or basically how does this paper will go, paano niya ma-reach yung kanyang question into a graphical or a paradigm format. Next, Another thing about the conceptual is basically they could create their own theories based on the existing theories. Okay. So what I love about this is pwede mo pagsamahin yung dalawang theories to make or to formulate your own theories. Okay, based on theoretical or empirical evidence or logic. Example, hindi mo naman kailangang patunayan na yung araw ay or the sunlight is important for the growth of a plant because these are already a law, diba? It's a principle in science. Now, pero what about yung let's say humidity, diba? Baka wala pa nakaisip nun. So maaari mong pagsamahin ngayon yung principle nung or the law or the theories behind sunlight as a factor or predictor of the growth of a vegetable, and then based on your empirical observation or data, baka pwede ka magkaroon ng concept about that. Pwede mo pagsamahin siya, 'di ba? Tapos you can formulate your own conceptual framework based on that. Okay? So nagigets niyo ba? Hindi pa rin. Nagigets ba, Miguel?
Opo.
Okay. So ngayon, ito yung kagandahan nga dito kasi mas simple siya. Okay? So it falls inside the larger theoretical framework. Explain why and how this particular phenomenon within a particular body of literature. Kasi kung narrative format siya, yung conceptual theoretical framework, medyo marami kang theory kailangang isama. You have to include every theories for, let's say, creative tourism, brand identity for the heritage. So lahat yung isasama mo doon. Now, hindi naman din lahat yon importante sa paper mo or hindi naman lahat yon magagamit mo. So ngayon, trabaho ng conceptual framework is to select and then summarize and then choose the most important theories and concept frameworks that you're going to use sa study nyo. Or if you want, you can add your own twist or interpretation to this concept, to these theories or concepts. Okay? What does it do? Explains or predict how, ito yung pinaka-importante niyang function. It explains and predict how the key concept variables will work together. It gives the study the direction to the parameters. It helps the researcher organize the idea, and basically it summarizes your paper into a graphical or a paradigm format. So what should be included? Okay. So it should be included are, okay, parang mali ito. Okay. Theories and ano pa rin naman, theories and hypothesis pa rin naman siya or models. Pero this one should includes your own parang ano na siya, parang meron ka ng personal twist. Okay? So, sample tayo. Nagigets ba, guys? Nagigets po? Mr. Prague, Miss Rain, nagigets? Gets
Yes
pa?
po.
So your conceptual framework may be presented in the following two formats. So the first format is the IV and DV. So ito yung pinaka-gusto. Isa sa mga gusto ko kasi napaka-simple lang, napakadaling intindihin. Your conceptual framework would be like this. You have your conceptual framework or conceptual paradigm or research paradigm or conceptual model. Ito siya. So figure 1 represent the utilization of travel information through electronic word of mouth, blah, 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 blah. Tapos your basis for that, ito yung basis niya. Okay? Slideshow ko nga, sorry. Slideshow ko lang ha. Okay. So conceptual framework, ito. So you have your independent variable and dependent variable. So basically, sabi natin, because of this, I will be able to predict or influence or affect this. Okay. So now, of course, based on the model itself, it's very clear to us that it is a quantitative research. And it's also, kasi nga, bakit quantitative? Kasi nga, tignan mo demographics. So, paano kaya ako interview? Hindi pwede. Hindi natin ma-measure yan. And it also indicates the type of statistics that you're going to use. So ito basically it's a test of significance of means kasi nga based sa format ng kanyang paper, no, sa kanyang variables. Okay? So your profile affects the how you utilize. So meaning to say your hypothesis indicates that the different tourist profiles has different degree of utilization of the travel information, because you would want to test if the age influenced this, gender does have an impact to this, and blah 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 blah. Okay, ganun siya. Okay? Clear ba kung bakit ganyan yung format niya? Now we have to explain, syempre, labeling here. Label. Ang tawag natin dito is research paradigm. Okay? So, paradigm. Research paradigm. Okay, ito yung research paradigm niya. So it's a graphical representation on how would your paper, how would the paper go? Okay, paano siya, paano nyo gagawin yung research nyo? So basically, it's a graphical representation or it's a model. Ito, napakasimple lang. Dali mo ma-identify na gagawin nila is aalamin nila yung profile ng respondents, and then they're going to get the response about the utilization, and then from then they're going to compare if there's a significant difference among age, gender, types of tourists, nationality, and occasional attainment, if there is a significant difference of how they perceive the following or how they use the following travel information, diba? Tapos from sa baba, syempre you have to explain kung ano siya. Ito yung explanation niya. Based from what? Based from the theoretical foundation. Kasi ito yung sinamarize na nila eh. Nag-pick na sila ng theories or empirical evidence that may support this model. Okay? Kumbaga sa ano, ito yung explanation. Explanation, ha? Okay? Gets ba? Gets ba, Miss Ring? Gets mo, Miss Prago? Gets? Gets?
Yes.
Okay, gets ha? Next. So this is what we call the IVDB. Okay din sa akin yan. Mas madali kasi siya intindihin actually. Now, pwede rin naman yung input, process, output. So wala naman ako nire-require. Pwede yung gamitin yan. Okay? Ito naman input, process, output. Madali rin siya intindihin. Okay? Bakit? Kasi ito yung mga input ko. So meaning to say, ito yung kailangan ko aralin. Okay? And from that, ito yung aking tinatawag na independent variable. Diba? Kasi nga input eh. Ngayon, ito yung mangyayari. Ito yung gagawin ko. So, I'm going to identify, blah, 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 blah. Ito yung gagawin ko sa paper ko. Now, yung output ng paper ko, ito siya. So, this one is most likely, it's telling us the story kung paano mag-transpire yung paper nyo into a particular output. Kasi nga, input, process, output. Pag sinabi mong output, something that is tangible, something that could be used in real world. Yung process, paano mo siya gagawin? How would you do that? Okay, ito siya. Enumerate niya. And of course, yung independent variable mo. And just like the previous one, you have to label it out. Itong label niya, conceptual. Ang label natin dito, research paradigm, tapos yung pangalan ng paradigm nyo. Okay? And then, explanation lang or explanation about the model. Dito. Explain lang siya. Okay? So, gets? Okay? Gets ba? Gets ba, guys? Clear ba? Clear ba, Maynard?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Glyza, clear ba? Glyza?
Yes po.
Okay, clear ha. So, clear sa inyo yan. Kasi nga, gagawa nga kayo ng ganyan. Ang deadline is Saturday, no? So, mag-usap-usap na kayo sa grupo. Ngayon, huwag niyo iasa sa isang tao yan. Kasi, paano kung tinamad ng isang tao, patay kayo ngayon? So, syempre, nakaasa kayo sa kanya. Diba? So, ngayon, ano ba yung difference ng dalawa? Okay. Ito yung difference ng dalawa. Kailangan nyo gawin parehas yan at kailangan malinaw sa inyo kung alin yung dapat yung gamitin o hindi. Or paano nyo siya gagawin. Okay. So theoretical framework is basically, yung theories niya is broad. So meaning to say, pag sinabing broad, pwede siyang i-apply kahit saan-saan. For example, these are foreign literatures, no? So foreign studies. Pag sinabing creative tourism, ito yung gagamitin mo, which is universally accepted or universally acceptable for all parties sa tourism. Or pwede rin siyang di lang sa tourism, it could be universally accepted sa management. So pwede gano'n, no? Kasi nga broad. Next, general, less structured, loosely defined. So kasi nga dahil broad siya, so it could be applied to various papers, hindi lang sa paper mo, kundi sa paper din ng ibang tao. And of course, it's already derived from theories that already proven and existing. And yun nga, ang pinaka-purpose niya is para siyang lupa kung saan mo itatanim yung halaman mo. So it would provide the basic foundation or theoretical support for your inquiry. And last but not least is of course, ito yung starting point natin for discussion. So we will make the readers aware what to expect, what to follow, what is a logic behind that. So that's the theoretical framework. Importante siya before ka makagawa ng conceptual framework, kailangan mo muna ng theoretical. Kailangan siya supportahan. Okay, next. Conceptual framework naman is narrow because it's only applicable to your paper. Hindi siya pwedeng apply sa ibang theories or sa ibang paper ng ibang tao kasi nga it's your own interpretation sa paper nyo. So far so good. It will only be applicable at this stage sa paper mo pa lang. Okay? Sa paper mo pa lang siya. Next, it's very specific, defined, and of course, it's not ambiguous. Kasi nga, we want to make sure that the methodology or the process or the specification is being followed here because para madali sa atin mag-research. Saka syempre, we have to consider also yung nga, derived from concept specific variables that you might find may causation or may relation or cause effect ba. So yung conceptual framework kasi, ini-emphasize niya dito yung cause and effect din. So cause and effect. Theoretical foundation, dinidefine niya dito, bakit may cause and effect yon at the first place, no? So dito sa theoretical, ini-state niya bakit may cause and effect siya. Bakit may possibility may cause and effect. Sa conceptual framework naman is ini-explain ng researcher bakit sa tingin niya may cause and effect siya. Okay? Based on the theoretical framework and based on his inference or empirical understanding. Okay? So it lies on the entire commencement of the study. So meaning to say, it will be used throughout the journey of your paper. Okay? So clear ba tayo dyan? Alam na natin kung bakit natin kailangan pareho or kailangan natin both. These are mutually exclusive frameworks that you need for your paper. Kasi nga, yung isa provides you with the soil or kung lupa, lote. Yung isa naman bahay. Hindi ka naman pwede magtayo ng bahay lang, wala kang lote. Kailangan may lote ka muna bago magtayo ng bahay, di ba? So yung isa, lote, yung isa, fondasyon. Okay? Yung poste ng bahay mo. Okay? Gets mo na, Miguel, bakit kailangan mo yung dalawa?
Opo.
Okay, gets na, ha? Ngayon, practice tayo. Gagawa ngayon tayo ng sample. Sample theoretical framework. I'm going to try or attempt to do it. Okay? So, impromptu lang to. So, ganito ang gawain dyan. Okay? So, example, meron ako research problem katulad nito. Enhancing Bacoor's Cavites tourism, ensuring public access to tourist attraction. Okay? So, ngayon, basahin mo na paulit-ulit yung problem statement nyo. Kaya nga napakatagal natin sa problem statement. Kasi nga, problem statement pa lang, it will take a lot of time or it will take a lot of effort. Kasi nga, we want to make sure that it's workable, feasible, and of course, it makes sense and relevant, di ba? Okay. Now, ito, relevant siya. Tama. Tama ba, Miguel? Relevant naman to.
Opo.
May relevant siya. Wala bang replication? Na-check ko na, walang replication. Meron ba siyang kwenta? Yes, meron kwenta. Pero, para sa case niyo, pwede nyo bang i-replicate sa Manila? Mukhang hindi. Tama ba, Miguel? Pwede ba natin i-replicate sa Manila to? Ano sa tingin mo? Ano sa tingin mo, Maynard? Mukha bang pwedeng i-replicate tong research problem na to sa Maynila?
Yes, sir. Pwede naman po.
Pwede. Pero bakit may replicate? Kasi number one, syempre you have to make sure na may strong justification bakit kailangan mo siya i-replicate, di ba? So ngayon, hanap ka ngayon ng ebidensya, bakit kailangan mo siya i-replicate? Number one, hindi ba tayo sure na may public access sa mga attraction natin sa Manila? Parang sure naman tayo. Tama ba, Maynard?
Ano po
Sure
ulit, sir?
Well, hindi ka ba sure na may public access sa mga attractions sa Maynila?
Sure naman po na may public access, pero siguro yung gawin lang po sigurong mas accessible or mas easy yung access. Baka may paraan para magawa yun, lalo na kung included dito yung public transpo natin.
Okay. So, pero maaari din hindi. Kasi ako naman, tingin ko dyan is, wag na. Bakit? Kasi nga, kung sure mo naman sa sarili mo na may public access, wala naman tayong pwedeng iganda pa dahil syempre, you have to make sure na may, di ba may saturation point din naman kasi yung public access. Kasi nga, yung kalsada mo hindi mo pwedeng lumaki yan. So, may limitation din siya. So, kung sure mo na siya, bakit ka pa magre-research niyan? Diba? So, yung point naman din. Okay? Or yung point mo, pwede rin yun. Kaso lang, syempre, you have to find a strong justification why you need to do or conduct that research. Okay? Meron strong supporting justification. Okay? Para gawin mo siya. Kung hindi siya applicable sa atin. Kasi nga, yun na nga yung sinabi ni Sir. Accessible naman siya. Bakit pa tayo mag-research, diba? Tama ba, Maynard? Tama ba?
Yes po.
Okay. Ngayon sa Bacoor, hindi namin sure kung accessible siya o hindi. Kasi nga, number one, probinsya siya. Number two, underdeveloped yung mga attraction. So, for that sense, very significant at relevant yung problem na to doon sa lokal. Tama ba, Maynard?
Opo.
Diba? Mas may sense siya kasi nga underdeveloped yung tourism sa Bacoor. Probinsya, alam mo yung pag probinsya, di lahat may kalsada. At number three, pati yung attraction, underdeveloped din siya. Wala nga attraction sa Bacoor, di ba? So yun ang pinakamagandang gist dito. So ngayon, eto na ngayon. Sorry. Ito. Enhancing Bacoor's Cavite tourism, ensuring public access to tourist attraction. Ngayon, bago ka gumawa ng theoretical framework, alamin mo muna kung alin dyan yung iyong ID, independent IV, saka DV. Okay. So dito, ano kaya dito yung IV ko saka DV? Okay, para matulungan ka, mag-highlight tayo. Ano ba yung mga variable mo? Okay, enhancing, variable yan. Variable yan, enhancing na yan. Okay, enhancing. Variable. Public access variable. Tourist attraction variable. Okay. So, meron tayong ilang variable? Meron tayong 3 variable. Okay. Ngayon, dahil 3 variable yan, alin dyan yung IVDV? Okay. So, syempre, analyze natin yung logic. Syempre, may logic flow yan. Enhancing. So, enhancing ba public access tourist attraction? Parang enhancing, parang wala naman siyang connect dun sa public access. Wala naman din siya masyadong connect na diretso sa tourist attraction. Kasi, ini-enhance niya. Baka siguro ang variable niya ito. We have tourist attraction as IV, independent variable, tapos public access, independent. Pwedeng ganyan. Diba? So, pag nag-drawing ka, public tourist attractions public access. Okay. Kung gagamit ka ng IPO, no, tapos leads to enhancement. Enhancement. Okay, Maynard, it makes sense ba? May sense ba siya pag ganyan? Sabi natin, ang variable ko, public access is dependent. Yung tourist attraction is independent variable ko. So, sabi dito, kung ganyan yung, pwede kong i-assume or pwede kong i-conceptualize or i-hypothesize na because of the tourist attraction, may public access. Tapos it leads to enhancement. Tama ba? Maynard?
Yes, sir, nagme-make sense naman po.
Okay. Pwedeng ganon. Or pwedeng vice versa. Pwede rin nating ganito gawin. Vice versa. So, syempre, kailangan isipin nyo maigi. Ano ba yung plano nyo gawin sa buhay natin? Sa buhay ng paper na to. Okay. So, let's say, pwede rin naman siyang pagbaliktarin. Kasi pwedeng pagbaliktarin yan. Let's say, instead na TA siya, PA. Public access. Tapos, tourist attraction. Kumbaga sa tanggalin ko na tong enhancement kasi parang ito is output. So, gagamitin ko na lang yung model, yung na-model na ganito. Yan. Gagamitin ko tong model na to. Ganyang presentation. Pwede din. Or pwede ko rin siyang gamitin na IPO. Okay lang din. Parang ganyan. Okay? Pero siguro ito na gamitin ko. Pag ito naman, yung public access, mini-measure natin yung tourist attractions. Diba? Para mas ma-enhance natin. So, which one is which? Okay. Because of tourist attraction, it increased public access and then it will lead for further enhancement of tourist attractions or tourism in Bacoor. Or we would like to measure the public access or ito yung magiging independent mo. So, and tourist attraction as the dependent. Okay. Parang sa una is kung maraming attraction, kung may attraction sa isang lugar, may public access. Therefore, it enhances the overall tourism. Yung sa pangalawa naman is, you just want to measure yung public access and then assess the tourist viability or tourist attraction. Okay. So, ano kayang pipiliin nyo? So, syempre, depende siya sa researcher kung anong pipiliin niya. Okay? So, let's say, piliin ko ito. Let's say, ito yung naiisip ko. Parang Maynard, may sense rin ba yung pangalawang idea? Ano? Sa tingin mo, Maynard? So, syempre, you ask yourself kung may sense o walang sense. Baka may wala naman pala sense. Tama ba, Maynard? Guys, anybody? Anybody? Nandiyan pa ba kayo? Hello? Meron pa bang, may tao pa ba? Hello? Hello? People?
Rinig ka po.
Okay. So, parehas naman may sense both of them. Tama ba?
Yes po.
Yes po, sir.
Parehas naman may sense. Ngayon, piliin nyo na lang yung kung saan ninyo gustong dumako or kung saan nyo gustong i-approach yung research nyo. Let's say, napili ko, I would like to approach it in a way na I would like to first, I believe that yung tourism, yung public access enhances the attractions. And by enhancing the attractions, you can improve Bacoor tourism. So parang independent ko would be public access. Dependent ko na ngayon yung tourist attractions. Now, you can go the other way then. You would want to make evaluate yung tourist attraction on how great they are in creating or in yung kanyang grade level or yung quality na attractions nila so that it would warrant the need for a public access so that it will improve Bacoor tourism. Okay? So parang it makes sense or it makes logical assumption for both of these models, no? Tama ba? Tama ba, Miguel? May sense naman parehas.
Opo.
O, pumili ka na lang doon kung ano yung gusto mo. Ang pinili ko yung magko-concentrate muna ako sa public access as my independent variable and attraction as the tourist attraction as the dependent. Okay, babaliktarin ko siya ngayon. So, yun ang pinili ko. Ngayon, dito na ako sa theoretical framework. So, ano yung lalagay ko sa theoretical framework? Sabi nga ni Sir sa'yo, syempre, punta mo yung title. So, ano ba sa title? Ano ba yung mga importante? Enhancing public access sa tourist attraction. So, syempre, establish mo muna anong connection pag in-enhance ko yung public access sa isang tourist attraction na magkakaroon ba ng enhancement? Okay. So, ilagay mo muna dito. So, establish mo muna sa tourist mo. Maghanap ka ng tourist na ganito. Tourist attraction. Any tourists about tourist attractions. Then, public access. Hanap ka ng tourist about public access. Tapos, syempre, enhancement. Paano mo curious about enhancement of tourism? Okay. Ngayon, syempre, sa enhancement, dapat mapakita mo dyan na tourist attraction plus public access is equals to enhancement. Diba? Dapat may ganyan kang tourist na maisama. Okay? Gets ba? Gets nyo, Miguel?
Opo.
Gets ba? Okay. Ngayon, ano na may mga tourist attractions natin? So, pwede nyo isama dyan yung tourist about what makes an attraction as attractive. Ano ba yung composite ng attraction? Ano yung mga models nyo? So, for public access, siguro, ano ba yung mga tourists natin for public access? Di ba yung 5 A's? 5 A's of tourism. So, pwede dyan. So, sulat nyo yan. 5 A's. Pwede natin isama dyan yung accessible tourism. Maraming tourists dyan. Accessible tourism. Sa attractions, siguro tourism product. Mga tourists dyan. Ang daming tourists. Salpak nyo lahat yan. Tourist, ano pa, mga yung leapers, mga gano'n. Ilagay nyo dyan. Siyempre, attractions lang wala activities. Okay. So, yun lahat yan. Pag kinolate mo, dapat it will support it will define what is an attraction. So, dapat ang purpose mo dyan is, ano ba yung attraction? Kailangan malino dyan. Naka-define dyan kung ano yung attraction. At para saan yung attraction? Ano yung attraction? Para saan yung attraction? At paano siya naging attraction? Diba? Ganun siya. Dito naman, kailangan maisama mo yung idea, what is public access? Diba? Tapos last part dyan, kailangan mo mapakita yung logical argument na if I enhance or if there is a tourist attraction and if greater yung public access doon sa attractions na yun, mas dadami yung tourism or mas dadami yung tourist or mas madedevelop yung lugar. So, kailangan nyo ipakita dyan sa theoretical framework niya. Okay? Nakukuha po ba? Kuha nyo, Miss Maynard?
Kuha naman po, sir.
Kuha. Okay, kuha natin ha. Okay. Next. So yan, di ba? Na-establish na ngayon tuloy yung foundation mo. So ngayon, dito ang problema. conceptual, research concept and ideal mo. So ngayon, balikan mo ngayon to. So, nakalagay dito, public access. Pag sinabi bang public access, based dun sa tourist na hanap natin. So, sample lang natin ha, maghanap tayo ng tourist. Maynard, para sa'yo, paano mo masasabing public access? Ha?
Yan, sir. Basically, parang pwede makapasok yung publiko sa isang lugar or yung kung gaano yung kalaki yung accessibility sa isang lugar.
Ano kalaki ang accessibility sa isang lugar? Okay, pwede makapasok ng publiko. So, let's say, let's define that as public access as para everybody could enter the tourist attraction unrestrained, di ba? Public access yon. Now, kanya-kanya tayo. Maraming idea about public access. Medyo napakalaki niya eh. Maynard, masasabi mo ba pag public access, it equals to public transportation?
Pwede, sir. Pwede. Pasok naman po.
Pasok siya. Okay, pwede. Pero totoo ba yon? Pag may access ang, let's say, may tourist attraction, may access siya sa public transportation. Therefore, may access na.
Pwede po. Parang naman, sir.
Papasok. So, logical sense, no? Pero, let's say, paano kung yung lugar mo is may public transportation, pero handicap friendly ba siya? Pwede ba pumunta din yung mga disabled, yung mga matanda, senior? Does it prove true? Tama ba, Maynard?
Tama naman po, sir. Siguro yung means lang.
Means.
So,
you have
disabled nga.
You have to define what is that. What do you mean by public access? So, hahanap ka ngayon sa theoretical framework mo. Tignan mo paano dinefine tong public access. Sige, tignan natin, silipin natin. Kasi nga, magulo yan. Okay? So, wala naman kasi true definition of public access. Kasi nga, napaka-common niya, pero pagdating sa research, you have to specify what do you mean by public access? Kasi nga, pag sinabi mo public access, anong access yung sinasabi mo nga naman? By the way, tama ba, Navarro, Maynard? Public access, anong access yung sinasabi mo? Are we talking here literal access lang ba, physically? Or meron pa tayong pinatutungkulan na access? What do you think, Maynard?
Medyo broad nga po if public
Broad?
access alone lang yung gagamitin na term.
Diba? Kasi may public ka, broad yun. Access, what do you mean by access? Diba? Broad siya. So you have to operationalize it based sa tourist na makikita nyo. So, share ko muna yung screen ko. No? So ngayon, maghahanap ako ngayon ng tourist na magde-define sa akin ng ano ba ibig sabihin ng access na pinagsasabi ko dito. Kasi syempre, napakalawak niyan. Malawak. Okay. So ngayon search ako. Di ba nasabi ko public access. Public access. Okay. Tignan mo dito, public access. Okay, what is public access? Public access definition, the availability of non-commercial television, radio broadcasting facility, community. Oh, kasama mo ba yan, Maynard, sa research mo? Access, public access to all information record portion ng records. Kasama ba siya sa research mo, Maynard?
Hindi po.
Broad, diba? So, ngayon, tignan na. So, slim down ko pa siya further about tourism. In tourism. Lumalabas dito ay public accessible tourism. So, parang lumalabas dito is accessible tourism. So, ngayon, tignan ko ngayon sa, dito na ako kuha sa World Tourism Organization. Okay, ito yung nakita ko sa World Tourism Organization. Accessible tourism is an ongoing endeavor to ensure tourist destination product services are accessible to all peoples regardless of their physical limitation, disability, age, thus publicly and privately owned tourist location, facilities, and services. So basically, ito yung definition niya for accessible tourism. Pero yung public access, hindi na di-define sa tourism. Nakikita mo na yung point ngayon, Maynard. Mahirap pala i-define ng public access. Tama ba?
Opo.
Diba? Do you agree, Miguel?
Opo.
So ano yung pinaka-importanting element dito na nakita natin sa accessibility tourism? Sabi dito is to ensure that the product, destinations are accessible to all people. So para natin masabing accessible tourism siya. Therefore, kung accessible tourism siya, therefore, public access yun. Kasi yung all people is public, di ba? Whether you are physically able or physically limited, di ba? So, public kasi, it's mass. So, pwede natin i-conclude na isa sa mga importanteng element dito is that people of all walks of life, regardless of age, physical limitation, could access your facility. Kasi nga, accessible tourism siya. Okay? Next. Doon ba nasagot yung public transportation? Importante public transportation, pero it doesn't mean na may public transportation, may public access. Do you agree, Maynard?
Yes po, sir.
Do you agree, Miguel? Pag may public transportation, equals public access na ba?
Hindi.
Parang hindi, kasi sabi mo nga, accessible tourism. Dapat all walks of life. Paano kung meron kang wheelchair? Pwede ka ba mag-commute? Miguel, pwede ka ba mag-commute kung may wheelchair ka?
Unless po kung bubuhatin ng mga kasama may wheelchair.
Do you think that will be convenient? Do you think that will be practical?
Lalo na po sa LRT.
Di ba hindi? You need to have a private car. Pag sinabi mo ba private transportation, does it mean pag sinabi mong private transportation or access to private transportation, it means or contrary na siya sa public access. Tama ba, Maynard? Pag sinabi mong private transportation, ibig sabihin ba nun, hindi na public access yon?
Not necessarily, sir. Since pwede namang sabihin private yung transpo pero yung pupuntahan is pwede for public access.
Yun. So, you have to define nga. Ito yung malupit na problema dito sa paper nito. You have to define or conceptually define what do you mean by public access since ito yung pinaka-importanting parte ng paper mo. So, ito yung pinakamalaking problema nila. They have to define what do you mean by public access. Okay. So, ngayon, i-create natin ngayon yung definition natin ng public access based on the theories that we have collected. So ngayon, meron na tayong first theory, accessible tourism. So ibig sabihin nun, kung sino man nag-author ng accessible tourism, kunin yung paper niya na i-cite kung ano ibig sabihin ng accessible tourism. Ito siya. Ang sabi dito, these are all tourism products and services regardless of their physical limitation, disability, or age should be accessible, both publicly or privately owned. So accessible tourism yon. Ngayon, balik ulit ako ngayon. So what do you mean by access? And then, puntahan ko ngayon yung access sa 5A's, di ba? Meron tayong 5A's model, di ba? Maynard, naalala mo yung 5A's of tourism? Yung model na to. Naalala nyo? Okay, sa 5A's ko, sinasabi dito, meron daw attraction, accessibility, accommodation, amenities. Tama ba, Maynard? Tama ba, Miguel?
Opo.
Diba, 5A's nga, attraction, accessibility. Diba, inaaral ko attraction sa accessibility, yung dalawang A na yon. So, titignan ko ngayon sa 5A's kung ano yung definition ng accessibility na yon. Pero dahil dyan, maghahanap muna ako ng paper, no? Kasi, syempre, features to eh. Baka hindi siya accurate. So, hanap tayo sa research. Research paper. Okay, hanap tayo ng research paper. Ito, tignan ko to ha. Okay, so ito yung mga possible yung mga hanapin. Siyempre, hanapin nyo research na para mabilis tayo. Ano ba to? Nakalagay, November, blah, 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 wala. Wala siya. Ay, wala pala. Tignan ko sa kabila ah. Okay, ngayon, accessibility. So, kailangan mo mabasa ngayon yung theory ng 5A's na yan. So, para mabasa, hanap pa tayo. Okay. So ito, may nakita ko dito, empirical analysis of 5A's and of tourism impacts of tourist travel intention, blah, blah, blah. Nakikita nyo po ba guys? Kita?
Opo.
Okay, bago lang to. So basahin nyo siya. So dito, dinefine niya yung accessibility refers to how to get to or from the point of interest. Ways to get there. Accessibility yon according to this research. Okay, yun ang kanyang, so basically, they are alluding that accessibility is only limited to getting there, yung physical presence. Okay, physical presence lang po. Okay, yung kanilang pagiging nandoon at access nila doon sa lugar. Yun ang kanilang definition. Ngayon, tignan, syempre, validate nyo pa rin siya. Yun ba yung sinasabi talaga nung theories? Okay, tignan natin. Parang wala talaga dito. Balikan ko yung 5A's na yan. So, puntahan ko lang yung 5A's na literature. So, pupuntahan natin ha, itong literature na ito. 5A's. Dito sa ano na to is accessibility refers to how to reach the place attractions. Okay, yun po yung definition niya. Okay. Dito naman sa Luxury Diva, pasukin natin. Okay. Nakikita nyo po. So, features lang to ha. Pero baka makakuha kayo ng idea. Accessibility refers to how is it easy to get to around the, okay, including transportation options. For example, ito yung mga create map, signage, easy, okay. Make sure tourist attraction are easy to access and disabled, blah, blah, blah. So, pwede itong tatlong construct na ito. Ito yung gamitin natin as measurement for public transportation. Tama ba, Maynard?
Yes po, sir.
Pwede yun. Ngayon, double check nyo na lang kung accessibility or yung researcher na to only refers to physical mobility. Kasi nga, kung accessibility ganon, eh sana, ayun nga, mobility lang ba siya or informational? Kasi para may research din na something to do with the information yun. research nga natin. Accessibility. So, kailangan maingat kayo sa pag-define kasi of tourist attraction. Five A's. Sa Google Scholar ko na. Mahirap maganda pala, Google Scholar. Nahanap ko lang ha. Kasi nga, we have to double check kung yung construct nyo is valid. Kasi baka mamaya, di lang naman pala physical mobility or yung accessibility, literally physical. Baka mamaya meron pa siyang ibig sabihin ng ganon. Bakit ganun ang clue ko? Kasi tingnan nyo, you have to remember, ang hinahanap ninyo ay you're referring to tourist attractions. Tourist attractions is composed of a tourist attractions, okay, nakalagay dito. A tourist attraction is a place of interest that provides pleasure and attraction visitors, especially who travel for ganon-ganon. So ngayon, define nyo, what do you mean by attractions? Okay. Are we just talking here yung place lang, yung tangible part, or pati intangible part? Diba? Tama ba, Mr. Maynard? Diba, ang tourist attraction could be, it's composite. Meron siyang place, tangibles, saka intangibles. Tama ba, Maynard?
Yes po, sir.
Pag sinabi mo intangibles, these are kwento, history ng lugar, diba? Ganun siya. Which is supported by the physical manifestation, which are the tangibles. Yun ang tourist attractions mo. Ngayon, kaya I would like to double check, what do you mean by public access? Kasi baka mamaya, we're just talking here the physical transportation or the mobility. Pero yung history or yung tangible component intangible component ng attraction, hindi pala discovered or hindi pala siya well aware. So baka mamaya accessible yung lugar pero yung tangible at intangible component niya, especially history, trivia, significance, hindi siya accessible kasi walang signage, walang information sa internet, walang marker, ganon, diba? So paaring attraction siya pero we don't access the totality of it, diba? Parang walang ganon, parang ganon. Medyo mahirap lang explain. Nagigets niyo, Mr. Maynard? Nagigets ba? O hindi? Gets ba?
Gets po, sir.
Yun lang naman yung concern ko dito. Tignan ko lang. Kasi alam ko yung accessibility is not only referring to the physical five ways. Okay. So ngayon, i-define natin siya ngayon dito. So papasok na tayo sa conception. Medyo matagal yun. Now, I have decided na, okay, nakikita niyo po yung PowerPoint. Kita nyo na po yung PowerPoint, guys.
Opo.
Okay, kita yung PowerPoint. Now, I have decided that public access is not equals to public transportation. So, it is a composite. So, meaning to say, it should be a public access is a variable that is, okay, both public and private transportation. Bakit? Kasi private transportation is, diba, yung sumakay sa private transportation, means to say, private lang yung sasakyan niya, pero siya, part pa rin siya ng public, diba? Makes sense naman. Okay? And it should be accessible tourism. So, yung mga handicaps natin, diba? Yung mga disabled, yes, ganyan. Tapos, I also postulate that public access not only refers to the physical. So, pwede rin non-physical to. Such as information. Kasi diba, access nga eh. You have to define what we mean by access. Kasi pwede mo siyang i-define if you're going to become the researcher of this paper. Gusto mo, yung literal access na lang talaga. Pero of course, does it make sense ba? Or mas gusto mong lawakan siya kasi nga, ang ending mo kasi strategic plan. So, ngayon, if I were you, dahil strategic plan ng ginagawa mong output, dapat lakihan mo siya para makita mo talaga yung difference, no? Yung output. Diba? Kasi nga, pag ito lang, obvious naman niya, makikita naman natin siya. Pero ito hindi, non-physical such as yung ating history, trivia, yung simpleng web presence or online presence. Diba? Kasi nga, kung wala naman siyang online presence, hindi siya accessible sa general public. Kasi nga, di ba, bago ka pumunta sa isang lugar, tinignan mo muna sa internet. Eh, kung wala pala sa internet yan, wala. Hindi siya accessible. Hidden siya. Okay? Does it make sense ba, guys? Miss Kim? Maynard makes sense. Okay. Ganun siya. Ngayon, nag-develop ka na ngayon ng sarili mong interpretation from your conceptual. Kasi dito conceptual lang siya. Okay? Ngayon, pinagsama-sama mo yung ibang aspeto no, para i-define mo yung access. Okay? Para ma-define mo siya, pinagsama mo yung, of course, empirical evidence to public transportation Hindi mo na kailangan gumawa ng theory dyan. Common sense yan, empirical. Private, common sense din yan, empirical din yan. Ito, conceptual yan. Kailangan mo magkaroon ng ebidensya. Conceptual. So, you can cite yung ating accessible tourism. Tapos, I think this one comes with the tourism product. Diba? Yung tourism product model. Hanap na lang kayo ng theory if you want or ng model how to define this. Okay. Okay? Gets na? Gets natin conceptual framework, guys. Gets ba? Gets. Okay. Ngayon, gagawa na tayo ng SOP. SOP na. Tandaan nyo, ang SOP yung isa sa mga pinakamabigat na Pero bago kayo gumawa ng SOP, ayusin nyo muna yung conceptual nyo ha. Kasi nga, mahirap naman ng gagawa kayo ng SOP na walang conceptual. Okay. Sample tayo. Okay. Guys, nakikita niyo yung sample natin. Nakikita niyo po? Kita, okay. So pag gumawa po kayo ng SOP, may dalawang statement of the problem tayo. May general statement saka specific statement. Ngayon, syempre, bago kayo pumasok dyan, i-orient nyo muna ano ibig sabihin yan. This study aims to determine the community awareness, involvement among the local community in Tagalog, Tanungan, Batangas. So basically, this is the general statement of the problem. Your research problem might be, pwede nyo i-replicate na lang diretso, or you might as well redefine that. For example, dito, ang kanilang title is Enhancing Bacoor, Enhancing Bacoor's Cavite tourism, ensuring public access to tourist attraction. So, yun siya. So, dito, siguro ang main problem niya is to determine the public access. Parang ganun, di ba? So, lalagay mo dito. Kasi per objective based eh. The public access of the different tourist attraction in or Cavite. Okay. Parang ganun siya, diretso lang. Kasi nga, enhancement naman, it will follow. Okay. This study aims to determine the public access of different tourist attraction in Bacoor. So, ano siya? This is the general statement of the problem. General. Now, specifically, you have to break this problem into manageable parts. So, yung public access mo, different tourist attractions. So, pwede, you have to create at least minimum 3 questions pertaining to this. No? You gets ba? Gets natin, guys? Kasi nga, hindi naman natin pwedeng itanong na diretso yan sa respondents mo kasi hindi naman nila masasagot ng matino yan. Okay? So, kailangan isa-isahin natin siya, or we have to break it down into manageable part. So since this is a research na quantitative, so I think it will be better if we ask for the demographics. Kasi nga, pwede natin compare yung demographics na yan with the response. Of the respondents. According to their location, road, location road, number of visit, mode of transportation, transportation type. Pwede may tanong sa transportation type, siguro, naka-public bus ka ba, naka-public jeep ka ba, naka-private car ka, naka-taxi ka ba, naka-grab, naka-tricycle, naglakad, nag-bike, nag-e-bike, whatever, di ba? Pwede yun. Tama ba, Maynard? Guys, tama ba? Rain? Tama? Yan. So, demographics. So, pwede mo i-compare, di ba? So ngayon, yun ang ano. Ngayon, hindi naman porket nagtanong o nag-demographic, magtatanong na rin kayo demographic. Tignan nyo rin kung may silbi ba siya sa paper nyo, ha? Next. Next question naman about yun sa public tourist attractions, no? So, first is public access kasi independent variable mo. Tourist attraction naman yung dependent. So, public access, what are Pwede mo tanongin. Ito ha. What are the what are the what is the status of the public access to this tourist attraction? Okay. So you have to remind yourself na maari yung attractions na yan ay yun lang specifically doon. Kasi let's say kung 7 yun, so lahat ng respondents dapat manggaling sa 7 attractions. Hindi lang dapat sa isa. Kasi nga, hindi naman lahat napuntahan yan. Okay? What is the status of the public access to this attraction? Or parang, yun. So, pwede mong tanong is, road, availability of public transport. Pabalikan mo yung conceptual framework na ginawa mo. Diba sa conceptual framework na ginawa natin, naalala nyo, public transportation, private, diba? Yung mga ganon. So, dapat isulat nyo dito yon. Okay? Availability of public transportation. Availability of roads, seating, and parking for private vehicles. Okay, availability of roads and parking for private vehicles. Ano pa? Syempre, tanong nyo na rin dyan. Availability of handicap. Availability of handicap facilities for disabled visitors. Okay, tapos tanong nyo rin yung yung signage. Presence of signage, road signage. Markers. Presence of guides. Give informations. Presence of docents. Presence of availability. So, siguro mas maganda puro availability na lahat or presence. Bahala na kayo. Availability of online information. Parang ganyan. So, based on that, nakagawa ka ngayon ng ng instrument mo to measure public access. Number 1, there should be a public transport. Number 2, if there's no number 2, the roads and parking for private and public vehicles dapat meron siya. Okay. For private vehicles. Next is availability of handicap facilities for disabled. Next, presence of road signage and markers. Next, presence of guides and docent. Next, availability of the online information. Pwede mo ilagay doon. Pwede mo rin pala isama dito kasi nga presence or availability of site in base Google Map, etc. Diba? Importante yan, diba? Okay, next. Next question. Okay. Number 3. Number 3 naman, pwede nyo itanong is, dito naman what is the status of for this tourist attractions? Ngayon, dahil pitong high attractions na yan, or marami siya, pwede mo itanong dito sa number 3 is, pwede mo itanong sa number 3, dahil marami nga yan, diba? What is the status of the public access to this tourist attraction? Referring ka lang sa isa. Ngayon, pwede mo na itanong siguro, what is the overall status? Pwedeng ganon. What is the overall status of public access to the, what is the overall status of public access to the existing or to the Bacoor, parang ganon, Bacoor tourist attractions. Lagay mo lahat ng attractions ng Bacoor dyan. So let's say, pangalan attraction A. Attraction B, lagay mo dyan. Yung lahat ng attraction, lagay mo dyan. Okay, so isa-isay mo yan. Kasi nga again, kung 7 yan, de 7 pa-survey na ganyan. Diba? Ito, hindi naman masasagot ng survey. Ito, number 3 na to, hindi masasagot ng survey yan. Pero dahil nga i-consolidate ng survey, makikita mo ngayon. So, diyan mo malalaman kung alin dyan yung medyo poor ang access, alin dyan yung greater yung access, alin dyan yung kailangang improve o hindi. Okay? Number 4 question mo, it's more of ano yan. More of parang recommendation. What is what na lang? What are the stat? What are the possible recommendations to enhance paduktong pa rin ang title mo. Enhance public access to the what are the possible recommendations to enhance public access? What are the possible recommendations to enhance pala Bacoor tourism? Ayan. Tourism. Yung parang pinaka-output mo dito yung tanong. Okay. So, ganun lang. So, at least you need 4 questions. Okay. Guys, clear pa? Do you follow? Yes, Miss, follow Okay. So, summarize ko lang. The first question is the general question. So, ito yung pinaka-main question nyo sa paper nyo. Okay. The second questions naman, these are specific questions. No, specific questions siya. Eto, the first question is, basically, guys, another technique rin pala dito is pag nagsimula kayo ng what, lahat what. Pag nagsimula kayo ng how, lahat how. Hindi pwedeng what, how, bala kayo. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Dapat, pansinin nyo ito lahat, di ba, puro how, what ako, what, ayan, what, o, puro what yan. Hindi pwedeng may what, how, lahat what. Pag how, lahat how. Okay, next. Okay? So ngayon dito, what are pala ito? What are the, ito are din to. Okay naman, basta puro what. Okay, what? Yung first question ko is basically research profile siya. Ngayon, for this one, important siya kasi it will measure kung alin yung, anong particular yung, particular perception yung importante. Ngayon, pwede ko rin na may omit to kung I feel na hindi naman siya gagamitin sa paper ko. For example, hindi naman ako mag-test ng significance of means, so pwede ko na siya tanggalin. Okay? Yung second and third question ko, pertaining siya sa research problem na talaga. Okay? Kasi ito siya, di ba? What is the status of public access to tourist attraction? Ito na siya. Public access to different tourist attraction before. Okay. Sapul siya diyan. Yung second and third question ko, sapul pa rin yung main question ko. What is the overall status of public access to Bacoor tours? Dito pa rin siya. Sinasapul niya to, sinasagot niya to eh. Next. Ito naman yung recommendatory question mo. Okay. So dito, inoobliga mo yung sarili mo to recommend a possible recommendations or recommendations or actions to enhance Bacoor tourism. Or what are the possible recommendations to enhance Bacoor tourism? Or if you want to make it more concrete is, syempre, pwede ka mag-ano dyan ng Bacoor tourism or Bacoor tourism strat or Bacoor tourism master plan, di ba? Para specific talaga dun sa recommendation mo, papasok dun sa tourism master plan. Okay? Para specific talaga. Okay? So, yun po siya. Okay, any questions so far? Medyo mahaba-haba ang lecture natin ngayon. Question, kasi yan po yung gagawin ninyo. Question. Maynard, Clarence, any question?
Yung sa title lang po namin kanina, if may clarifications na dapat gawin.
Applying a creative tourism strategy in fostering Escolta street heritage identity. Parang hilo pa. Wala pa bang approve? Wala kayong approve title, no?
Wala po, sir.
Ang question kasi dito, meron bang creative strategies sa Escolta?
Po, sir, marami po.
Is this really being done by the LGU concerned? Meron bang creative strategy talagang Manila Tourism Bureau?
Meron po, sir. Recently lang po, nag-attend po yung head po namin sa hub ng tawag dito. Yung cultural po ng Manila.
Kailangan kasi dapat may creative strategy talaga. Para instead na ganyan i-measure nyo na lang siguro yung effectiveness of the creative tourism strategy of the local government of Manila. Diba? Gets?
Yes po, sir.
Mas madali siya eh. Tingnan mo. Pag sinabi effectiveness of the effectiveness of the creative tourism strategy of the LG or let's say local government of Manila, basis for bahala na kayo mag-isip ng output nyo. Tama ba, Maynard?
Yeah.
Kasi ito, yung sinuggest yung paper ngayon, yung title, sabog siya eh. Kasi number one, maraming variables eh. Creative tourism, strategies, fostering. So, mag-pick up na lang ngayon ng pinakamadali, which is I suggest, kung meron naman palang creative tourism strategy, si local government ng Manila. Kung meron kung wala kayong evaluate. Nag-gets mo, Maynard? Kailangan nyo munang malaman kung meron. Kasi kung meron, i-evaluate nyo lang siya. Tapos based on the evaluation, you can propose an output. Mas madali naman yon. Tama ba, Maynard? Nagigets mo, Maynard?
Ano po? Kailangan lang ng basis.
Oo. Ngayon, kung wala pa lang ganun, wala tayong program na ganun, wala silang strategy pala. Okay, ngayon, tanungin mo na lang ang... Hindi. Kung walang gano'n, tingin ko, mag-inventory na lang kayo. Ganito gawin natin, ha? Inventory of the, ano bang mga tourism resources just is called? The inventory of the creative tourism resources or creative, parang gano'n eh. Inventory of the creative tourism resources. So parang something to do like that. Yung, if you're going to survey or you're going to assess Escolta and its tourism resources, both potential, actual. Tapos, and then you will come up to a proposal of a specific creative tourism strategy. Pwede yun, di ba? Tama ba, Maynard?
Yes po, sir. Parang gano'n naman po talaga yung balak, like application po.
Ganun mo pala balak ninyo eh. Magulo yung paper niyo. Okay. So, you have two options. Number one is basically, may advisor na ba kayo, Maynard?
Ano po?
Advisor.
Meron na po.
Pakonsult tayo, ha? Okay, ano natin
Sige po,
siya.
sir. Papakonsult po. Sige po.
You have two options for you. Number one, if there's an existing creative tourism plan pala or strategy si LGU of Manila, edi you're going to evaluate na lang the effectiveness. Okay. Effectiveness na lang. Mas madali yon. Program nila, evaluate nyo lang. As simple as that. Ngayon, sino mag-evaluate? Siyempre, yung proper respondents, which is the visitors, di ba? Yung tourist visitors. Ngayon, pag wala, I suggest mag-assess na lang kay assessment of tourism resources in Escolta, basis for creative tourism strategy. Ganun na lang.
Okay po, sir. Gets po.
Yeah. So now we're going to formulate your question based on the frameworks and based on the sa ating SOP kanina. So it's actual demonstration, no? Medyo hindi ganun ka-perfect, so you have to fine-tune yun na lang. Pero the ideas are the same. So bago ako tumalon doon sa SOP ko, nilinis ko muna, 'di ba? I research sa mga tourists, tapos from the tourists I select, I curate yung pinaka tourists na kailangan ko to define public access as a variable. And from there, tumalon ako ngayon sa SOP and how would I approach my problem, 'di ba? So I think na-gets niyo naman siya. So hopefully ganun ang gawin niyo sa mga papers niyo. Okay? So Clarence, gets ba? Yes, Miss Guevara.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Yes, Miss Guevara.
Excuse me po, may ano po kasi kami sa title din po, may problem din po. Pero may nakamap po kaming bagong title din po ito po. Sir.
Siguro,
Yung
ano siya? Okay. Comparative analysis of perceived destination image of resident. Comparative analysis of perceived destination image of resident and non-resident using. Okay. So, anong mapapala natin sa paper mo? Yung sa comparative. Kim. Kasi kailangan meron siyang meron siyang hindi lang maganda pakinggan. Kailangan meron siyang specific use. Parang kaila Navarro, 'di ba? Ang variables nila creative tourism strategy, fostering tinis na lang natin na pwedeng i-evaluate nila yung creative strategy ng LGU or sila mismo mag-propose ng creative strategy. 'Di ba? Tama ba, Mr. Maynard?
Yes po, sir.
'Di ba? Ayun. Sa iyo kasi parang kailangan mo muna establish sa amin kung meron bang sense or meron ba siyang application or relevancy kung i-compare natin yung perception ng resident sa non-resident. Kasi alam naman natin to begin with, meron talaga siyang perception. Meron talagang difference. Ms. Guevara, meron ba? Anong application?
Naglista po kami kanina sir ng mga possible po na outputs for info namin. Una po sir yung this study will assist the LGUs in developing a comprehensive master plan or branding or improving destination images for Escolta po. Then next naman po, the research will help in increasing tourist satisfaction and local community enhancement in Escolta po. And marami pa po.
Hindi, yung specific use ng paper nyo. Kasi to begin with, alam naman natin merong difference, di ba? Siyempre may bias yung residents din sa destination image. So paano mo gagamitin to as measurement of tourist satisfaction? And to begin with, yung residents naman hindi naman siya tourist, di ba? Medyo malabo pa siya talaga. Siguro better siguro magpunta na lang kayo sa Wednesday para makonsult nyo, ha? Medyo mahabang usapan ito. Sige. Kay Andres, internship experience and skill acquisition mo. Ito yung sinadjust ko sa inyo, Andres, di ba? Andres?
Yes po, sir. Si
Last
Annie po,
time.
grupo ko po si Andres. Ang iniisip po kami namin, sir, since yung inaano po namin dito yung influence ng internship, hindi po ba yung target respondents po namin, yung mga naka-experience na ng OJT po, like yung mga graduate students. So, bali, sir, pwede po ba?
Ang internship natin last sem nyo eh. So, graduate talaga. Yes.
Oo nga po, sir. So, bali po, dun sa title po, para hindi po siya mag-cause ng confusion, pwede po bang tanggalin na po namin yung year na 2022 to 2023? Or, isasama pa?
Dapat isama nyo talaga kasi nga, confusing siya eh. Internship experience on skill internship experience basis are parang may something tong title niya, internship experience and dapat N na lang, di odd. Internship experience and skill acquisition among PLM students, batch 2000 ganon, basis for curriculum enhancement. Yun lang, pwede na yan.
Sige po, sir. Thank you po.
So wag na on, yung na lang N. Okay, yes, Julia.
Good afternoon po, sir. Ask ko lang po yung sa pasahan po ng framework and SOP, if possible daw po na makonsider na kahit i-move po ng